Everybody, it's Ryan back with another video. This video, I want to talk to you guys about how I quit my 9-to-5 job without a backup plan. I think this is going to encourage you guys, for some of you guys who are right now deciding or sitting on the fence of what you should do. And really, after learning and discovering this one simple thing, helped me have the assurance that it was time to go. And as you can see back here, this single plaque right here is my resignation letter that I signed almost 4 years ago. It's never to return back to a 9-to-5 job, okay? And so with that being said, I want to thank you guys for being here. The first thing that I realized that really just gave me the total assurance to leave my job at that particular point without a plan specifically was the fact that I heard God speak. And again, I know on this channel, I haven't talked a lot about God, but I truly believe that we were all created for a specific purpose, that we were all put on this earth to do something that is going to be impactful. And I know the job that I was currently working, it was very menial. It felt like it was soul sucking. It was mind numbing. It was not moving me forward to help me have any type of impact in this world, other than just kind of feeling like I was taking an order for the most part. I was just a cog in the system, a cog in the wheel, just taking up space. And so I just had this impression that it was time to go. One of the things that was just like the final straw is my boss and I were having this conversation. I remember it just like it was yesterday. We were at Starbucks on December 17, 2020. And again, I was one of those fortunate, and I say fortunate in quotes because I was one of those people who was still working during the pandemic. I had never lost any employment during that particular time. And one of the saddest things is that there were people who were, receiving stimulus and receiving unemployment benefits, who were making more money than I was, going to this 9-to-5 job, grinding, giving all of my soul, giving all of my effort, my attention, everything to this job. And it felt like it was for nothing. My boss and I, we had this conflict where it felt as if, it felt as if I was literally doing the job of 4 people, but I was getting only one income. And I truly felt undervalued. I felt overworked. And I felt like my boss really just didn't see me, that he didn't think a lot of me. I think a lot of that had to do with race. I thought a lot of it had to do with, where I'm from specifically. And I was just frustrated. And one of those pivotal questions I remember asking my boss to his face was, if you were me, if you were in my shoes, if you were sitting in the same seat that I was sitting in, would you be doing the exact same job that you're paying me to do for the same compensation? And it took him a second to answer. He looked at me. I think he really thought about it. And he really gave me his truth, which was no, he would not be doing this, right? And so it was just like at that moment, like, what makes him think that he's any different from me? What makes him think that I'm just someone that could be taken advantage of? And so it was just like, God was just like, go, it's time to go. And so normally when people are frustrated with their job, it's to a point where they put in the 2-week notice, they have like this formal kind of leaving. But I had already been wrestling in my spirit that this was not the place for me. I was already looking for other ways to get outside of the job. And now I had successful businesses before that I had grown, but at the same time, my character had never developed to a point where I could sustain them. They would grow, and I would almost instinctually do something to sabotage them, and they would collapse. And so one of the things I just want to just share with you is I also noticed from working at this particular job And I think this is one of the main points that I want to share with you is like, if you have no plan yet of what you're going to do, is like the company we're working for, it at one point was losing about $150,000 per month, right? So we were going negative about $150,000 per month. And it seemed like the owner of this particular company was just really just doing any random thing to possibly, just keep the business afloat. And when I noticed that he didn't really have a strategic plan for growth, when it seemed like he was doing the opposite things that was going to be beneficial for our growth, I realized that if he doesn't have a real plan for us to grow as a company, then I might as well bet on myself, right? If you're going to a job every single day and it's almost like they don't have a plan for you, then you might as well take your life in your own hands and bet on yourself. And that's what I did. And so the last 4 years has been an interesting experience, and I have learned so much about myself. I've learned so much about God. I've learned so much about business. I've learned so much about the world in general, because I've had the capacity to open my eyes and to pay attention. I feel like the job was costing me to lose so much of my life, not just because of the amount of hours that I was working, but most sort of like it was just taking up so much mental capacity, right? Like in this particular industry, in the heating and cooling industry, especially in Las Vegas, it's one of those types of jobs and careers that there could always be something happening, where 24 hours a day, there could be some type of call coming in. And at one point they had me essentially managing those types of calls that would come in, any time of the day, any time of the morning that I was supposed to be doing this. I was also managing a team even before I got into work. Like I was always working. And so the thoughts of just rest and peace never ever really were in my mind, because my mind somewhere was always thinking about the business of what was going to happen, or what was going to happen next, or was I going to receive a phone call that this was happening, that was happening. And so again, I just really had no peace. And I don't know if you can relate to that. Maybe you can. It's like your boss or your job just has like a stronghold on you. And so if you're thinking about quitting your 9-to-5 job, I want you to understand that it won't always be pretty, but it will be rewarding. It will be worth it. Every day I get to wake up, I get to make my own schedule, I get to play by my own rules, I get to create a full-time income by helping other people solve problems for themselves, helping them with their journey with like starting a YouTube channel. And it's been a total blessing to be in this position. I have multiple channels. One of the things that's happening to me in my life right now is God is continuously putting people into my life to help me along this journey. Just in the last month, I met 2 ultra successful YouTubers. One has a channel with 3 million subscribers. One has a channel with 7 million subscribers, and they've all been continuously pouring into me. And that's why I'm going to be back on here pouring into you guys. As the more I learn about this platform, the more I learn how you can use this as a vehicle to quit your job, the more I'm going to continue to share with you in real time. And so with that being said, if you're considering quitting your job, if you want another way, I think YouTube is the way. Take out your camera. You don't need any fancy equipment. You can literally start right now. Again, there's a lady that you guys are probably seeing right now show up on YouTube right now. Her name is Dodash. I'm going to link to her channel right now. She's earning over $244 per day because she's deciding to just take out her camera and just record. And so with that being said, if you don't have a plan, make YouTube your plan. You could literally just pull out your phone, record what's going on in your mind, record what you're thinking, and you can slowly but surely start creating a full-time income for yourself. And so with that being said, I pray that you like this video. Consider sharing it with somebody else. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.